Business book summaries. The book Influence is a big deal. It's on the New York Times bestseller list and even made it to Fortune's 75 smartest business books and 50 psychology classics. When I talk to guests on my channel and ask for book recommendations, Influence often lands in the top 3. This book breaks down why people tend to say yes and how we can use that knowledge. Dr. Robert Caldini, the author, is an expert in influence and persuasion. He's spent 35 years doing serious research and studying why people change their behavior. This book is the result of all that hard work. In Influence, you'll discover 6 key principles that explain how people are influenced and how you can use these principles to be more persuasive. But it's not just about using them. The book also teaches you how to protect yourself from being unduly influenced. Let's take a look at the first principle, reciprocation. This one is about giving back when someone gives to you. When someone does something for you, you naturally feel like you should do something for them in return. This principle is powerful and often makes people say yes to requests they might have declined otherwise. For example, if a friend buys you lunch, you'd likely feel the need to treat them to lunch next time. Ever been to a store where they give out free samples? It's a trick. They're using the reciprocity rule to make you feel like buying something you didn't plan to. Ladies, if a guy takes you to an expensive dinner, you might feel obligated to go out with him again, even if you weren't that interested. Understanding these principles can be a game changer for anyone, no matter where they are in life. It's about making a positive shift and finding success by knowing how people respond. Next, let's explore the second principle, commitment and consistency. This one is all about our natural urge to stay true to the choices we've already made. Once we commit to something or take a stand, we feel an inner and outer pressure to stick with that choice. This pressure guides us to act in ways that align with our initial decision. Here are some examples to make it clearer. Imagine you believe in a certain religion, even though there's no proof supporting it. You stick to it because you've already committed to it. Sometimes, staying in a marriage, even when it's tough, makes sense just because you vowed to stay together in front of others. Even if evidence suggests otherwise, if you've publicly stated a belief, like where a president was born, you might stick to it to be consistent with what you've said. Let's say you tell everyone you're going to run your first marathon in 3 months. Announcing it publicly, like on social media, makes you feel more accountable, pushing you to stick to your training and reach that goal. Now, on to the third principle, social proof. This is like when we follow the crowd or mimic what others are doing. We tend to see a behavior as right or correct if we notice lots of people doing it. It's like saying, if everyone else is doing it, it must be okay. For example, if you're at a bar with friends and they order margaritas, you might order one too because they did. Sometimes, how we wear our clothes is influenced by what our friends are doing. If they start wearing their jeans a certain way, we might do it too. Ever laughed at a joke that you didn't quite get just because everyone else was laughing? That's social proof in action. Imagine you're in a busy area and suddenly everyone around you is looking up at the sky. You'll likely find yourself looking up too, even if you're not sure what's up there. It's a powerful influence. Understanding these principles can help us navigate our choices and actions in daily life. Let's dive into the fourth principle of influence, liking. It's a straightforward idea. We're more inclined to say yes to the requests of people we know and like. But what makes us like someone in the first place? A. Physical attractiveness. Have you ever wondered why Kim Kardashian has millions of likes on her Facebook page, her reality show, and a popular clothing line? It's not just about being smart or talented. Her appeal largely comes from looking fantastic and having a great sense of style. People are naturally drawn to those who look attractive. Example, just like how we're more likely to admire a well-dressed celebrity, we tend to be more favorably disposed towards people in our lives who dress well and present themselves attractively. B. Similarity. we tend to like people who share similarities with us, whether it's in opinions, personality traits, background, or lifestyle choices. Remember high school cliques? People with similar interests often group together. Example, if you're a fan of a particular sports team and you meet someone who shares the same passion, you'll likely feel an instant liking and connection toward that person. C. Compliments. Who doesn't enjoy a good compliment, even if it's slightly exaggerated? Compliments make us feel good and appreciated, which in turn makes us like the person giving the compliments. Example, if a colleague praises your work at the office meeting, you'll probably develop a liking for them due to their positive acknowledgement. D. Contact familiarity breeds fondness. We naturally prefer things and people we are familiar with, and we often feel apprehensive towards the unknown. Example, people often revisit the same restaurants because they know what to expect and feel comfortable in a familiar setting. A. Cooperation. We're inclined to like people who cooperate and work together with us towards a common goal. Being part of a team and working in harmony creates a sense of liking and camaraderie. Example, think about a successful project you worked on with a team. You likely developed a liking for your team members due to the positive collaboration and shared achievement. F. Conditioning and association. We often root for what we associate ourselves with our gender, culture, locality, and other defining aspects of our identity. Being part of a winning group elevates our social standing and boosts our liking for that group. Example, just like how people enthusiastically say we won, when their favorite sports team wins, they also proudly associate with brands that reflect their values and preferences. Understanding these examples helps us see how these principles play out in our daily lives, influencing our preferences and interactions with others. Let's explore the fifth principle, authority. It's simple. People often listen to and follow those who hold positions of authority. We're taught this from a young age, that obeying authority is right and going against it is wrong. Examples. People like policemen, firemen, clergy, and office managers are seen as authority figures. Titles like PhD, MBA, or other professional titles signify authority. The way people are dressed can also make them seem like authority figures. Sometimes, people who want to deceive others use this to their advantage, like Leonardo DiCaprio's character in Catch Me If You Can. In advertising, we often see this principle at work when celebrities endorse products. Next, let's discuss the sixth principle, scarcity. This principle tells us that we tend to find opportunities more valuable when they are limited or scarce. It connects to the idea of loss aversion. The fear of losing something is stronger than the desire to gain something. Examples. Limited time offers on products that are in short supply, like a special edition product that might run out soon. Deadlines for offers, like the time limit given during Black Friday or Cyber Monday sales. Another version of this tactic is when you're told that you have to buy something right now, or the price will increase soon. This often happens with health club memberships or car purchases. Why does the scarcity principle work so well? Because we often believe that things that are hard to get are usually better in quality. We use scarcity as a quick way to decide on something's worth rather than weighing all the details. Consider subscribing to Business Books Summarize, and I highly recommend reading the original book for a deeper understanding. If you have more books you'd like insights on, feel free to share them in the comments.